In a minute or so, we'll be going down to Grand Prairie, Texas, this week's site of the Pro Bowlers Tour. $125,000 in prize money at stake there. And going into the final round, Marshall Holman is leading.
As he has been so often, Marshall Holman, tournament leader. And was not too happy with that first shot, leaving the 2, 4, and 8 on the left lane.
Chris, Marshall Holman played the inside line all week long and has switched the outside line and changed balls on that shot. He's going to try probably to move inside, and this is the ball he used all week long. He used that silver ball, which doesn't hook as much, on the first shot as an experiment.
Oh. He knew it was close, but it's his mark nonetheless. Spare in the first. And now Martinez, Bo, who had that 3-pin victory over Mark Roth. It's a feather in his cap to defeat Roth.
Of course, and he's come a long way. He had to go through the Rabbit squad, shooting a .279 the last game of the Rabbits, even to get in the major tournament. Bowled 42 games and finds himself going for the title. Leaving the 6th pin.
Cross lane. So the match is all even after 1 frame. This is our final game. Big and strong, marking with his second spare, Richard Martinez, who defeated Mark Roth 200 to 197 in the previous game to get here against the tournament leader Marshall Holman.
Marshall Holman trying a bunch of different strategies. A hard ball on one lane, a hard soft ball on the other. Chris, as I recall, that silver ball is the exact same ball that he won the title with in 1979. The low profile of Marshall Holman, the steady head, the powerful swing. As Earl Anthony said before we went on the telecast, this player is the best player in the game of bowling right now, Marshall Holman. And that is the way to do it. Down low, follow through, everything perfect.
Concentration broken momentarily. He had another bowling ball, Nelson, that he was hoping he could use, but it didn't meet specs or specifications.
That was probably the hardness specifications.
Right.
As it warms up in this area, you got to be above 75 hardness.
Well, a little crossover won't hurt the double. Marshall Holman on our telecast 3 of the 4 weeks here in 1981. Richard Martinez. All right, a strike in the third. Double, cutting the lead to 1 pin. Really close final match live from Grand Prairie, Texas. Marshall Holman with a double up, leading by 1, can increase it. And the silver ball finds the pocket. An 11-pin lead by the Medford, Oregon professional. Bowler ever to win the Firestone Tournament of Champions in 1976 has a 21-pin lead. But Richard Martinez, who defeated Mark Roth in the previous game 200 to 197, has a double working.
Martinez has found the line again. He bowled very well in the 3rd and 4th frame, but he has his back to the wall now. Time to perform.
If you just joined us, let's recap how the games went. This is our 4th game and final. As you see, the fact that Martinez is trailing by 23. Wayne Webb defeated George Pappas 212 to 211 in the first game. Then Roth ousted Webb 223 to 197. Martinez eliminated Roth 200 to 197, and now the final game. Hanging in there, as Earl Anthony predicted. So
Marshall Holman, very loose and relaxed this year, Chris. He's been in better shape than you and I have ever seen him physically in the last 5 years. A determined young man. I think he's going to be in tremendous contention all year long.
Complaining a bit that he hasn't had time to go snow skiing, which he truly loves. All but the 10. Can't believe it.
Had the crowd oohing. He almost put it in the channel. The old saying that Billy Whaley, the great Billy Whaley, had, trust is a must or your game is a bust. Watch Holman, the low profile, the good swing, but he sends this ball right out to the very last board. There's his finish at the line and got a break, leaving just a 10-pin.
We go to Houston next week.
The first leg of the Triple Crown, and I'll tell you, that's a jewel for anybody to win. I know Earl Anthony is really going to be the man to beat. He has not won that one yet.
I saw you a happy man in Greensboro, North Carolina when you won it.
I'd like to do it again.
Oh, a high hit, leaving the 4-7-10. All right.
Tightens the match right back up. Martinez sitting on the bench gets a reprieve. Holman just did not give this the room. 4-7-10, cross lane, tough for anyone.
14-1, the odds for professionals. This match is now the two pros separated by only 8 pins.
Hugh Miller in this situation last year, the left-hander, took advantage of open frames and went on to the title. Martinez right now has a strike working in the 6th, up in the 7th, can take the lead for the first time in the match.
Verted the split.
Well, Chris, he's worked on his game. He has that ball rolling really well, and he's in the title match. Definitely improved.
127 through the 6th with a spare up.
The thing about Martinez is that he's showing a little shaky right here, and Marshall Holman can sense that shakiness. Holman's back there, just gritting his teeth. He leads by 8. He will not let Martinez off the hook if possible. Marshall not looking at Martinez, studying his own game.
Coming up high, leaving the 2 and the 4. Who will be the best in the world? We'll find out today of the Superbikers as they rev it up in Carlsbad, California. Martinez marks with a spare in the 8th frame.
See if Holman, with a 10-pin lead, coming up here in the 8th, gives the ball as much room as he had in the previous frame on this lane. No, he didn't.
Leaving the 3-6-10. Marshall Holman, third appearance in our 4 telecasts this year, is in the finals, and there you see that Holman has a 10-pin lead as he'll get ready now to shoot in the 9th, Bo.
9th frame is always one of the most important frames in the foundation frame to any championship. Good time to set up a strike.
Another 3-6-10.
Marshall just talked to himself. It's just not a good shot. He knows that you have to extend through the ball. The great Frank Esposito, who works with us, always taught that. Extend through the shots to keep it from hooking too early. Holman has to reach out.
And as all of us know, Frank taught it in Paramus. All right, all but the 10-pin in a very close final. Last week, Bob Handley won it by 2 pins.
Martinez also was not eligible for the Firestone coming into this tournament, so he needs a victory to get in the Tournament Champions. And he did make a good shot on that one. Kept his arm close to the body, just didn't carry the wall shot. Has the 10-pin left.
All but the 6.
Made a really good pass at that ball and broke very sharply at the back end, leaving the 6-pin. This open with this conversion here opens the door for Marshall Holman to just mark and win the title. Martinez needs this spare to force Holman to spare. The best he can finish is 203. That would force Marshall Holman to at least spare in the 10th.
Oh, that was a powerful strike. 203.
He just needs to mark in any good count. It's not over. He let up on that ball.
Probably a few memories of his classic match with Mark Roth a couple of years ago. Hands in pocket.
Marshall needs just 4 pins for the victory. He'll throw it right down the middle. He won't take any chances. Watch this shot. There it goes.
All right.